Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Kenneth Braswell, and thank you for joining us on 5Flow. 5 minutes of motivation for your week and not much more. I want to get right to the subject because I want to make sure I keep tight to 5 minutes today. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been having a lot of what I believe to be anxiety and possibly even somewhat stress. And I probably have had a little bit of both. But what I realized is that they were coming and going and coming and going. And that's not typically what stomach viruses do. They don't typically just keep coming and going, particularly at different times of the day or different times of the night. And what I realized is that I was just having what has been described to me as successful butterflies and anticipation butterflies. And so over the last couple of weeks, you've heard me begin to kind of talk about our next level concepts, particularly our next level purposeful living. We're going to be doing several of those different things around purposeful living for business, purposeful living for Christians, purposeful living for men, for women, for single moms. We're just going to build a whole library of curriculums and lessons and workbooks and films and documentaries and teaching modules and workbooks and you name it, just to begin to start getting people to start thinking next level. I think that oftentimes we get so stuck on worrying about our permanent or our current circumstance or situation that we often fail to kind of dream and envision and think about where we want to be. But not only just thinking about where we want to be, but acting like we are already there, right? And so we hear that all the time. You know, you're only going to be what you can see. If you can't see it, you can't be it. And so I want to kind of talk about success because I had an opportunity to talk to some folks this week about next level purposeful living for community building. And they asked me to kind of come and talk about the journey of Fathers Incorporated. And what I realized is that I had never spoken about how I have gotten from where we started with Fathers Incorporated in 2004 to where we are now, and definitely have not spoken a lot about my own personal success other than what you've read in my book, When the Tear Won't Fall. But beyond the space where things began to change in my life, you will not find that in that book. That's the second book at some point in my life I'll finally be able to write. But for now, I'll just give you pieces of what might possibly be in that book. And part of it is around how I have seen and embraced success and how I've learned about success. And I want to share 3 things with you very quickly about how we learn about success, how we see success. And I hope that you can begin to start seeing how you seek success and be able to find the one that works for you. I believe that there's only one that works, but I think that there's 3 ways that we find success. The first way is we find success by chance. And so what I mean by finding success by chance is that we don't really do nothing to get it, right? We just fall upon it. It could be an inheritance. It could be a lucky pull on a slot machine in Vegas or Atlantic City. It could be a lottery ticket. It could be found money on the street. Something that you do that you don't necessarily have to put any work for to get success. And then I think we should also bounce back into this whole conversation of what we describe as success. What is success to you? Is success that you just have a lot of money? Is success that you want to help a lot of people? Is success that you want to help your family? What is success for you? Probably should do a whole 5Flow on what is success and break that down as well. So I won't go that deep into that. But that's one of the ways that we become successful, whatever our definition of successful is, that we become successful by chance. I think the second way we become successful is by image. And what I mean by becoming successful by image is that we ain't really successful. We just look like we're successful. And so we put on the airs, we buy the big car, we wear wear the bling, we do all the things, we show up in all the right places, we're dressed to the nines, and we really look real good about how we want to look like success. And on the background, if you could just, as the old saying goes, peep into the closet a little bit, you'll realize that some people who look successful are not as successful as they say they are. But this is the third way, and I think that this is the way that you get to true success, and that is success by process. I think that 1,000 leaders can sit here in this chair and talk to you about the image of their success. But if they're not sharing with you the process of their success, it is going to be that much more difficult for you to become successful. I think that one of the things that we have to do, and one of the things that I'm going to be encouraging in this next level purposeful living across the board, is how we begin to start thinking about, implementing, and being very intentional about the process in our lives. How do we get from point A to point Z? How do we know where we are in point A, envision where we want to be in point Z, and what do we do along the line so that nothing breaks that continuum before our reality, nothing breaks that continuum between our expectation and our reality. And so that's about my 5 minutes for today, a little over, and I know I could have crammed a lot into this, but the 3 ways of learning about success or becoming successful: success by chance, success by image, and success by process. This is your boy Kenny Braswell for 5 Flow. I'll see you next Monday. Peace out.